Eva of CDC Business
Welcome po.
Development.
Welcome. I'm Eva Tejada.
Vice President po.
CDC Business Development.
Then, VP for Operations, si Arnold Pan ng Clark International.
Magandang hapon, no? Welcome to Clark.
To his right is Manager ng Philippine also of Operations. Si Oji Sanchez ng Corporate Communications po.
Good afternoon.
Si Rodel of CDC Business Development. Si Isa Feliciano, Manager ng Corporate
Planning of the airport.
CP Quillamor, a one in suit, is the manager for marketing po ng Basis Conversion Development Authority. So, who else?
So I'm sure you've heard of the Build program of the current administration, and that is considered as the boldest and most ambitious infrastructure program in history. Whereas the past 50 years were marked by underspending in infrastructure with an average of 2.6% of GDP. The first year of the Duterte administration already allocated around 5.4% of GDP towards infrastructure spending. And that is going to go all the way up to 7.7% come 2022, which translates into $160 billion in infrastructure spending over the next 6 years. Okay. So for the first time in history, the major infrastructure agencies of the national government are talking and coordinating among themselves. So you have the economic team, which is composed of the National Economic and Development Authority, the Department of Budget and Management, and the Department of Finance, coordinating with the implementing agencies and the infrastructure organizations of government, and that is the Department of Public Works and Highways, the Department of Transportation, and our organization, the Basis Conversion and Development Authority. So, as a brief overview of BCDA, BCDA, or the Basis Conversion and Development Authority, operates primarily in the central and northern Luzon corridors of the Luzon Island. We are present in these following areas: the Polo Point Freeport Zone and the Camp John Hay Special Economic Zone. These are tourism-oriented developments. And we also have a partner, that is Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority, which manages the Subic Bay Freeport Zone. The Bataan Technology Park, which is master planned as an ecotourism and retirement village situated in Morong, Bataan. And then we also have the where BCDA will be devoting its considerable resources in the near future, and that is the Clark Freeport and Special Economic Zone, which is comprised of 3 properties, namely the New Clark City, the Clark Civil Aviation Complex, and the Clark Industrial Area. So New Clark City is managed by the Basis Conversion and Development Authority. The Clark Civil Aviation Complex is managed by Clark International Airport Corporation, and their representative is here to talk about the SIAC projects and plans later. And for the industrial area, or the Tourism and Business Complex, it is managed by the Clark Development Corporation, which will be discussed in better detail by AVP Labdem Perez. We also have the Subic-Clark-Tarlac Expressway, which is a 94-kilometer express tollway that was constructed by BCDA with the assistance of an ODA from the Japanese government. This connects the provinces of Zambales, Pampanga, and Tarlac, and has become an anchor development for other express tollways such as the Tarlac, Pangasinan, and La Union Expressway, as well as the Central Luzon Link Expressway. And we operate basically from BGC, which is in Metro Manila. We also have a property in Newport City, which is just in front of NAIA Terminal 3. So our conversion of the Metro Manila camps give us the funds to convert the the former U.S. bases into productive economic centers. Okay. Part of the build big-ticket infrastructure programs of the Duterte administration is the Manila Clark Railway. So it guarantees 1 hour travel from Metro Manila to Clark International Airport from the current 2 hours. The Manila-Clark Railway was already approved by the NEDA board sometime in June last year. It is 106 kilometers. The North-South Commuter Railway, which is the Malolos to Tutuban segment of this railway, is 38 kilometers and has already broken ground last January. Yes, it has 17 stations, if memory serves me right. Subic-Clark Railway Project is an initial freight service between Subic Port and Subic Seaport and Clark International Airport. The idea here is to connect the seaport of the Subic Bay Freeport Zone with the airport or the international airport of the Clark International Airport or the Clark Civil Aviation Complex, making Central Luzon as a total logistics hub. The 70-kilometer railway or cargo railway has already been presented to the NEDA Investment Coordination Committee. It was approved up to the level of the Cabinet Committee of the ICC and is currently in the agenda of the NEDA board for approval, which is chaired by President Duterte himself. And then the Clark International Airport new passenger terminal building is a passenger terminal building that recently broke ground in December 20. The current airport, where we are at right now, has a capacity of around 4 million people per annum. With this new passenger terminal building, that capacity would be brought up to 12 million people per annum. The new passenger terminal building has a capacity of 8 million. And at full development of the Clark International Airport, the airport would have a maximum capacity of 80 million people per annum. So this has already broken ground. The engineering, procurement, and construction component of the project was already awarded to Megawide GMR. And we will be awarding the operations and maintenance component of this project sometime in the second quarter of 2018. The BGC NAIA Bus Rapid Transit System is an express bus system that would connect BGC to the Central Business District of Makati, as well as the terminals, the NAIA terminals and LRT station. So this bus rapid transit system is similar to a railway in the sense that it is dedicated. Only the buses flying this route will be able to pass through the dedicated bus lanes. Currently, we are finalizing the feasibility study for this one, and we will be submitting this to the NEDA for review and approval sometime this quarter. Okay, so as mentioned earlier, the efforts of BCDA and the foreseeable future would be devoted towards the development of this new Clark City. But before I talk about the new Clark City, please allow me to present, or please allow me to show to you a video of the new Clark City.